my goodness, folks. We need to talk about what's happening with Meghan Markle right now, because this is absolutely wild. When I tell you her Netflix show just crashed and burned in the most spectacular way possible, I am not exaggerating. What we're witnessing is perhaps the most humiliating PR disaster of Meghan's entire post-royal career, and the knockout blow came from the most unexpected source imaginable: Tom Cruise. Yes, that Tom Cruise. Now, I know you guys are excited for more. But before we delve into further discussion, if you haven't subscribed, come on guys, what are you waiting for? Hit like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell ASAP. So now, let me break this down for you, because it's almost too shocking to believe. Season 2 of With Love Meghan was supposed to be her cultural redemption arc. The project that would finally cement her as a legitimate Hollywood creative force after years of struggling to find her footing since leaving the royal family. Instead, it has imploded so spectacularly that industry insiders are whispering it might be the beginning of the end for Brand Sussex in Hollywood. Here's what happened. During an appearance on The Late Show, Tom Cruise, who is universally beloved in Hollywood and rarely says a bad word about anyone, cracked one devastating, perfectly timed joke about Meghan's Netflix series. He didn't need a long monologue or a vicious takedown. All it took was one perfectly aimed jab. Season 1 and 2, more like season none. That's it. The crowd went absolutely wild. The delivery was effortless, almost casual, but the impact was instant. Within hours, viewers had clipped it, shared it, captioned it, and spread it like wildfire across TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram. By morning, Tom Cruise's throwaway line had become the unofficial review of Meghan's latest work. This is the problem when something is this shareable. It takes on a life of its own. And Meghan's silence didn't kill the story, it supercharged it. Meme pages stitched Cruise's joke into montages comparing his death-defying film stunts to Meghan's stirring soup on Netflix. Comment sections filled with laughing emojis, quotes of the joke, and brutal variations like season none, reason none. It stopped being about Cruise's intention and started being about the audience's verdict. With Love Meghan wasn't just underwhelming, it was laughable. The reason Cruise's comment landed so hard is because for many viewers, it echoed what they were already thinking but hadn't articulated. Season 1 had its defenders, people who appreciated the high production values and Meghan's attempts at intimacy, but by Season 2, the novelty had completely worn off. Reviews described it as a Pinterest board with dialogue, and Instagram stories stretched into 30 minutes, and complete trash dressed up as prestige TV. It wasn't that the show was offensive. It was worse. It was forgettable. And in the streaming age, forgettable is absolutely fatal. This is where it gets truly dangerous for any celebrity brand, especially one as carefully crafted as Meghan's. In the early days of Meghan's Hollywood reinvention, glossy magazines and lifestyle blogs couldn't get enough of her. Every release came with a flurry of glowing coverage, think pieces about her vision and fawning interviews. But after Cruise's jab went viral, those same outlets went mysteriously silent. Coverage of With Love Meghan shifted from puff pieces to curt, neutral summaries, often paired with mentions of the viral joke. Some didn't mention her release at all. When the media starts withholding free PR, it's a sign they don't see your project as worth the space, and that's a far deeper blow than any meme could ever be. Perhaps the most surprising fallout came from the feminist and progressive voices who have historically backed Meghan through thick and thin. These were the figures who defended her during royal controversies, who applauded her charity work, who reposted her statements about mental health and women's rights. Yet, when Season 2 dropped and the Cruise joke dominated the conversation, those endorsements were conspicuously absent. No Instagram stories from Hollywood's activist elite. No celebrity tweets of solidarity. Just deafening silence. And silence in the age of constant public alignment speaks volumes. It told the industry that Meghan's project wasn't just failing to unite audiences, it wasn't even inspiring her own allies to step forward. Throughout Meghan's post-royal career, one of her most valuable assets has been her network of Hollywood allies, producers, directors, actors, and influencers who could boost her work simply by being seen in her orbit. But after Cruise's one-liner and the brutal reception to Season 2, those same allies suddenly seemed unavailable. The celebrity Instagram posts congratulating her on new releases? Missing. The Hollywood clapbacks defending her from criticism? Silent. As one insider put it bluntly, no one wants to be the face in a losing PR war. In an industry where perception is everything, attaching yourself to a project being publicly mocked is career quicksand. And Meghan's allies weren't about to risk their own brands just to be part of her damage control. Behind the scenes, an even more troubling story was unfolding at Netflix. According to industry whispers, With Love, Meghan was already underperforming before season 2's release, and the Tom Cruise viral moment only confirmed executive doubts. Streaming platforms live and die by numbers, and when a show with a marquee star fails to generate sustained buzz, it doesn't just hurt that project, it makes the platform question the star's future viability. An insider reportedly told an entertainment trade outlet, "The projects feel sterile. They're glossy but lack substance. The audience isn't sticking around, and that's a problem." The quiet but telling shift? Less prominent promotion, fewer billboards, no aggressive homepage placement. When Netflix starts dialing back visibility, it's often a precursor to dialing back investment entirely. While exact streaming data remains closely guarded, leaks from analytics firms paint an ugly picture. Season 2's debut week pulled in noticeably fewer viewers than Season 1. And even more worrying, the drop-off rates were steep. Many viewers reportedly abandoned episodes halfway through, with engagement rates tanking after the first few days. In the binge-watch economy, that's catastrophic. It means the show isn't gripping enough to hold attention, the one metric every streamer values above all else. Online chatter confirms it. Comment threads are full of posts from people saying they couldn't get through an episode, or that they forgot it even came out until Cruise's joke reminded them of them. And that's perhaps the most damning thing of all. The most attention Season 2 has received came from a celebrity mocking it, not from the show itself. The backlash also reignited an older and more damaging narrative. That Meghan's media work is less about delivering genuine storytelling and more about maintaining her personal brand. Critics pointed to the heavily staged, authentic moments, the calculated celebrity guest choices like Chrissy Teigen and Jay Shetty, and the overly polished production as proof that this isn't a creative project. It's a PR tool. And when that perception takes hold, it's almost impossible to shake. In Hollywood, audiences will forgive a flop, but they won't forgive feeling manipulated. The Cruise joke didn't create that suspicion, it just gave it the perfect punchline. By the end of the second week, the damage was no longer a matter of opinion, it was a matter of momentum, and Meghan had none. Her media allies were quiet. Netflix was reportedly losing interest. Audience engagement was cratering. The press was no longer covering her as an inspiring disruptor, but as a cautionary tale. What began as a playful jab on late-night television had snowballed into a cultural verdict. Meghan Markle's With Love, Meghan wasn't just a weak season. It was a total flop. And the fact that this collapse came at the hands of one of Hollywood's most universally liked stars made it sting even more. Because here's the brutal truth. In an industry built on relevance, losing to bad reviews is one thing. Losing to a punchline? That can be the beginning of the end. Here's the kicker. The part Meghan really wouldn't want read aloud. The truth is, With Love, Meghan Season 2 didn't just stumble because of Tom Cruise's viral jab. It stumbled because audiences have been shredding it to pieces from the moment it dropped. Let's be honest, even if Cruise had never opened his mouth, this show was walking straight into a wall. The reviews are absolutely savage. Viewers aren't pulling punches. Netflix comment sections are filled with words like boring, fake, and self-indulgent vanity project. Some fans who defended Season 1 are saying they couldn't make it past Episode 2 this time. Others are joking that With Love, Meghan should be renamed With Low, Meghan. One user wrote, "I came for cooking. I stayed for... Actually, no, I didn't stay at all." Another said, "Every frame looks like an audition tape for another PR campaign. I didn't see a human. I saw a brand trying to sell itself." Even on Twitter, the memes are relentless. Side-by-side shots of Meghan carefully arranging flowers while captions read, "When you're more concerned about the petals than the plot." And here's the thing. These comments aren't coming from just the usual anti-Meghan crowd. A lot of them are from neutral viewers, that people who went in curious and came out convinced it wasn't worth finishing. That's a dangerous place to be, because it means you're losing not just your critics, but your casual audience too. This disaster couldn't come at a worse time for Harry and Meghan. Their newly announced first-look deal with Netflix is already being described as a significant downgrade from their original $100 million arrangement. Industry insiders are saying this new deal essentially puts them on the same level as any other production company. Pitch ideas, and Netflix will consider them. No guarantees, no massive upfront payments. The most devastating aspect of this whole debacle is what it reveals about Meghan's position in Hollywood. Despite years of careful networking, high-profile interviews, and strategic charitable alignments, she remains fundamentally misunderstood by the industry she's trying to conquer. Hollywood embraced her as a royal rebel with a compelling personal story, but they've been increasingly skeptical of her as a creative force. Now, the question isn't just whether With Love Meghan will get a season 3. Spoiler alert, industry insiders are saying it's highly unlikely. The real question is whether Netflix will greenlight any of their future pitches with the same level of investment and promotion. When a streaming platform loses confidence in your ability to deliver viewership, every subsequent project faces an uphill battle. For Harry and Meghan, who left royal duties promising to change the world through their media ventures, this represents more than just a professional setback. It's an existential threat to the entire identity they've been trying to build in America. Without successful content creation, what exactly is their value proposition in the entertainment industry? As one veteran producer reportedly put it, you can only trade on your royal drama for so long. Eventually, you have to deliver something that stands on its own merits. That moment has arrived, and the results aren't pretty. The clock is now ticking. With each passing week of poor viewership, with each viral mockery, with each silent former ally, the Sussex brand loses a bit more of its luster. And in Hollywood, once that shine is gone, it's nearly impossible to get it back. Meghan Markle's Netflix dream isn't just hitting a rough patch, it's facing a full-blown nightmare. And all it took was 6 words from Tom Cruise to expose just how fragile it always was. Ta-da, and bye for now.